Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Tennessee got absolutely punched in the mouth by Missouri last night, lost 36-7. Where does this football team go from here? How do they respond to that loss? How do they respond when they really don't have anything left to play for? That was kind of the conversation leading up to this week, why this football game was so important. Now you're looking at the number one team in the country coming to Neyland next week. How do you respond? Do you get up? Are you fired up? Are you ready to go play that football game? Just an embarrassing loss to Missouri yesterday. And not just, Missouri's a good football team. Give them credit for that. But going into the week, we talked about how you had to bottle up Brady Cook. You can't let him make plays with his feet. Maybe talking about putting Aaron Beasley on him as a spy. We saw none of that. Brady Cook just running around making plays. Again, kudos to Missouri. They came out, they brought the fight to Tennessee, and Tennessee folded. They didn't fight back. They didn't punch back. They forgot that they were in a fight. We also talked about Cody Schrader. We talked about his story, being a Division II running back and getting to walk on at Missouri, now leading the SEC in rushing. We knew they were going to run the football right down our throats, and that's exactly what they did. Tennessee did not respond. And look, it wasn't just the defense. It's across the board. When you come out of a game and the only positive that you've got is that your punter did a good job kicking the football, you got a problem. They were bad defensively. They were bad offensively. I don't care if you blame Joe Milton, Joey Halsley, Josh Heupel, the running backs. I don't care who you blame. 7 points isn't going to get it done in SEC play. 36-7, Missouri. We've had a night to sleep on it, try to put some thoughts together. Hopefully let some of the emotions go away. Everybody was full of piss and vinegar last night. Hopefully we can have a conversation today, and that's what we're going to do. But as always, do me a favor and smash that thumbs up just below the video. It's quick, free, and easy. It does help this channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you are new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We're not media. We don't talk at you. We talk with you. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. We'll be live tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. That's where you get your voice. You get to come on. The audience gets to come on tonight live at 7. You can talk about what the problems are. You can talk about your frustrations. You can let it out tonight, 7 p.m. Come hang out. Come join us. But let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit about this football game. Again, we knew going in. We talked it all week long, morning shows, evening shows, videos. We talked about how important winning the line of scrimmage in this game was going to be. And we talked about the disrespect and how they're always talking about the other team and not Tennessee. Well, guess what? Missouri earned their respect last night against Tennessee. Line of scrimmage, Tennessee came into this game averaging 228 yards on the ground per game. They were averaging 5.8 yards per carry coming into the ground. Last night, never got the running game going. Tennessee ended the day with 83 rushing yards, averaging 3.6 yards per carry. And, I know you can say, well, they had 83 yards, almost 100 yards, 41. Just to make you realize how bad it actually was. 83 yards is pretty bad. 41 of those rushing yards came on the last drive of the game when everything was over. So Tennessee realistically had more, like 42 rushing yards on the day. Jalen Wright, man, we have leaned on that kid. He has been a baller. Last night was not his night. 7 carries, 22 yards, averaged 3.1 yards per carry. Had a couple of fumbles. One was lost, one we fell back on, but that put us kind of behind the sticks a little bit. Jabari Small, 1.7 yards per carry. Joe Milton, man, I wish they would have got him more involved in the run game earlier in the night. He just didn't have it going, man. Joe Milton, end of the day, 10 carries, 36 yards. Just could not run the football. You could not run the football at all. And on the flip side of that, going into the game defensively, Tennessee, 97, giving up 97 rushing yards per game and 2.8 carries. We know how that story unfolded last night. Missouri ran the football for 255 yards, 5 yards per carry. Cody Schrader's the story coming out of the game. Felt like the 1980s, 35 carries. Cody Schrader carried the football 35 times for 205 yards, but also had 5 catches for 116 yards. It was Cody Schrader's night, and Tennessee had no answer for it. The linebackers on Tennessee's defense looked slow, particularly Elijah Herring. He just looked slow. He looked lost. Rough night for that Tennessee defense last night. But I also think a part of this game was missed opportunities, man. Missed self-inflicted wounds and missed opportunities. You had the interception early in the game. You return it pretty deep into their territory. What do? You go out and 3 and out. You run the football 3 straight times, and then you punt. We talked about it last night on the postgame show. You want to hear more in-depth conversation, go back, give that a watch. About an hour and a half talking about this football game. A year ago with Hendon Hooker at quarterback, Tennessee is 100% taking a shot there. They're going for the throat. You get an interception on that first drive, they are going to try to put their foot on your throat and put you away. But they run the football 3 times, and then they punt. Still in this football game, tight football game right before the half. Tennessee has a shot in the middle 8 where I'm thinking, all right, we can swing the momentum here. It's not been pretty. It's not been pretty at all, but Tennessee still has a shot to maybe swing the momentum. Missouri's up 10-7 at the time. Tennessee's got about 4 minutes left. I'm like, all right, let's run the 4-minute offense. Let's get down there, let's score, leave them no time. You go 10 plays, 73 yards, you're driving into the red zone. Jalen Wright puts the football on the ground and turns it over. Missouri's got like 20 seconds left. Like 20 seconds. Cody Schrader pops the 35-yard run. A couple plays later, they kick the field goal. It's 13-7 Missouri. That could have potentially been a 7-point swing right there. And then you come out of the locker room. Speed option, very first play to Jalen Wright, short side of the field, hits him right in the gut. Now you're looking at 2nd and 16. You're behind the sticks. Again, this offense does not work when you get behind the sticks. You had a couple of holding calls that led to 1st and 20s. You cannot do that with this offense. And then even late in the third quarter, still a 2-score game. 2-score game late in the third quarter. Dylan Sampson gets in the game, pops a 23-yard run. You're down inside the 5. You're looking at 1st and goal from the 5. Squirrel White gets called for holding, and that 1st and goal from the 5 now becomes 3rd and 12 from the 38, which leads to a punt. That punt leads me kind of my next topic here. That punt, you down it inside the 1. And Jackson Ross had a couple of dimes that he dropped, man. You downed him inside the 1 there. Earlier in the game, you had downed him inside the 3. And what do you do with it? How does the defense respond to that? You've got an opportunity to make a play, whether it's a safety, whether it's forcing a turnover like we saw last week, couple of interceptions returned for touchdowns there to start the third quarter. At the very minimum, flip field position. What do? The one that's down inside the 1, you got a 3rd and 10. You got a 3rd and 10 from the 1-yard line, and you let Brady Cook escape the pocket and scramble for 24 yards. Earlier in the game, punt down at the 3. You got a 3rd and 6 from the 7. You've got him bottom up. You got him trapped. You just can't get him down. Brady Cook, again, makes a play with his legs. Let him loose for 10 yards there. They pick up the 1st down. Neither one of those drives led to points for Missouri, but the point being Tennessee didn't capitalize on that field position. They were terrible on 3rd down. Could not get off the field. End of the day, 11 of 17 on 3rd downs. This Tennessee defense did not play good football. But again, like we talked about last night, like I talked about at the top of the video, everybody sucked. It wasn't just the defense. It was also the offense. Couldn't get the ground game going. Everybody wants to talk about Joe Milton. If you guys want to blame Joe Milton, absolutely blame Joe Milton. Let me tell you something. Newsflash. Joe Milton is not the reason that Tennessee lost that football game last night. He's not. He just is not the reason that they lost that football game. Now, did he play the best game ever? Did he go out and put up Heisman Trophy type numbers? No, he didn't. He didn't. But Joe Milton did not lose that football game. And I know there's some Joe Milton haters out there. And if it's up to me, I'm rolling Nico out next week. So don't get it twisted that I'm some big Joe defender. It's Joe Milton or bust. I would start Nico next week. I'm preparing for 2024. I'm on record. Let's go. Let's roll out the kid. He's ready. He's ready. But Joe Milton did not lose that football game. And I saw some people in the live chat. I saw some people on Twitter. When Joe threw the pick six, that was his one big mistake of the game. No, the big one. The game was over. The game was over at that point. Joe's trying to make a play. He ended the day 22 of 34, 267 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Joe was not great, but Joe was not the reason they lost the football game. But again, coming full circle here, this offense, this Tennessee offense scored 7 points on the day. You're the quarterback at the University of Tennessee. That responsibility falls on you. And we've asked a lot of questions this season. The entire season we've asked questions. Is it Joe Milton? Is it Joey Halzle? Is it a lack of confidence in your quarterback? I think all of that is probably what's lumped in here. What is the reason that this Tennessee offense is struggling? And I think it's a combination of all of that. I think it is a combination of all of that. We are not seeing the typical Josh Heupel offense. We are not seeing the confidence, the shots, the deep shots, right? Again, I talked about it earlier after the interception. After Jalen McCullough gets that interception, 100%. 100%. Josh Heupel is going to take a shot there. He's going to try to go for the throat. He's going to try to hit the deep ball and put them away early. Get that momentum rolling early. But they run the football 3 times and punt. And I know that this offense has always been run first. They're going to lean on the run. But when you have an opportunity to take a shot, Josh Heupel likes to take a shot. Didn't do it last night. How much do we miss Alex Golish? I would love to know what you guys think the problem is on offense. I know some people are just done with Joe. They're over Joe. They want Joe benched. To me, what do you have left to play for at this point? What do you have to play for? New Year's Six Bowl? Off the table. Trip to Atlanta? Off the table. So at this point, what's the difference between 8-4 and 9-3? How does this team respond coming up against Georgia? How do they respond? You go back to last year. A lot of people comparing this game to South Carolina last year. Because as far as you knew, you were still going to have an opportunity to go play for the SEC. You needed some help from Ole Miss. Obviously, that didn't happen. They got the brakes beat off of them, too. Ultimately, didn't happen. But against South Carolina, you had everything to play for. You dropped that game, and then you respond. And I know it was Vanderbilt. Guess what? Georgia's not Vanderbilt next week. But Tennessee responded. They went out and they took care of business against Vanderbilt. They went out and they took care of business in the Orange Bowl. How do you respond when you really don't have anything to play for? You lose to Georgia, you're looking at 8-4 on the year, 4-4 in conference play. We talked about the difference in conference record on the Friday morning show. Where are you at as a fan base? Jump into the comment section and let me know. I know everybody is still frustrated. Everybody's still upset, and rightfully so. So am I. That's why I feel like, am I the guy that spoke this into existence? Talking about how important this game was, and if Tennessee loses this football game, you're looking at 8-4, and that's not satisfying to me. 8-4 is not satisfying. And I get it. I get it for all the people that want to talk about where we were, what Butch Jones did, what Derek Dooley did, what Jeremy Pruitt did. I get it. Tennessee's been favored in every game this season other than Alabama. And you've got 3 losses. And now you got the number 1 team in the country coming to Neyland Stadium next week. How does this football team respond? What are the answers? Where are you at? Are you frustrated? Are you upset? Who's to blame for this offensive struggles? Where are you at on Tim Banks? I feel like Tim Banks either goes out and he throws a no-hitter, or he goes out and he gives up 6 bombs in the first inning. Tim Banks is Jekyll and Hyde. Jump into the comment section. Let me know. As always, do me a favor. Smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. You guys know what to do. Go check out the merchandise. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. Also, shout out to all the members of the channel. You got a power team beside your name in the chat or in the comments. I'm grateful for the way that you support this channel. You want to be a part of it, you can hit that join button down below. $1 a month is all we're asking. You get custom Talkin VAWLS emojis. You want to come on the show tonight and voice your frustration, hit the join button. You want to join at the Talkin VAWLS Elite level or higher, they get the link first. But if not, smash the thumbs up because it's quick, free, and easy. Jump into the comment section. Let's talk some Tennessee football because this is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.